All right, we'll just record for a minute and see. Oh, yours is making it. Talk real quick.
Okay, is it working now?
Yeah, it's working now. All right, good. Well, we'll
Oh,
start from
perfect.
here.
Okay.
I guess we're just starting. So, election night 2024. We didn't really
Dude,
think that we didn't really think that one through too well.
dude, you got Kamala on this one or what?
Yeah, she's coming in now, dude. Coming in hot. Dude, yeah, 7 p.m. Pacific time right now, 10 p.m. Eastern time. We decided to do a podcast on election night. So, there's actually an election party at my house right now,
Oh, is there?
and I'm recording a podcast with you. So I was just like not looking at my phone. Right now, it's looking pretty good for my boy, but I don't want to get my hopes up. They could they could
Um,
find a bunch of votes somewhere, and he can lose here
yes.
pretty
Yeah.
quick.
It looked really good last year around this time too. Or
Yeah,
last 4 years ago around this time.
yeah. So I'm just gonna we'll see what happens. So by the time this podcast comes out, everyone's gonna know who the president is because it's gonna be like a month from now.
Yep.
But I'm pretty sure tomorrow, which is Wednesday the 6th, half this country's life is gonna end.
Oh,
So
I think there's gonna be well, so this is what I think. I think if Trump wins, there's gonna be some rioting and some stuff that catches on fire, and there's gonna be some crazy things that happens. I think if Kamala wins, there's going to be no like violent outbreaks, but the next 4 years are going to be absolutely terrible, and we'll never have another Republican in office again, ever again.
So there's the prediction right there, and everyone will know if it's true or not in a month when this podcast comes out. So,
Yep.
anyways, aside from the politics, Nate Illingsworth's on the podcast today. If you guys don't know who Nate is, he's like not a great hunter, and he used to be like fat, and now he's like fit, and he's really funny. Does that kind of sum you up as a influencer right there?
Yeah, I would say I'm still pretty fat. I'm working on becoming not fat, and I'm also working on. I think at some point in my journey, I would like to not suck at hunting.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Hey, but your girlfriend's really good at hunting, though, or your wife?
Yeah, my wife. Yeah,
Yeah, she's really good at hunting, which is kind of
she,
good.
she shot a nice deer, dude. It was the funny. So that was so funny. So we went out hunting in the morning. Katie, I hope Katie doesn't listen to this, but so what happened? So we went out in the morning and we got to this trailhead, and there were like 10 trucks at this trailhead.
Are you gonna mansplain it?
Mansplain. Oh, the
The
like,
hunt? Go ahead.
yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
mansplain it.
All right, go.
We got to this trailhead, there's like 10 trucks, and we hike like 2 miles back on this trailhead, and there's like a group of does, and we're chasing these does, like we're kind of up and down a bunch, and then Katie, she's like getting pissed because I'm like running up a hill, and I was like a kid on Christmas morning. Like I was so stoked to get her a deer. She's never shot anything before. And I'd be like, Katie, get your ass up here. There's deer, there's deer, there's deer. And I'm like yelling at her. And finally she was like, dude, I'm on my period. I have no energy right now. You don't understand. Like, this is hard. And I was like, okay. Yeah. I was like, I could see we're probably not gonna we're just not gonna mesh today, like in this spot. So we went back, grabbed some lunch, and then she was like, her grandma lives in this small town in Idaho, and I'm not gonna say where because it's our favorite place on earth, and I don't want to ruin it. And she was like, "What if we go see my grandma and just hunt by her house?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea." So we drive down there, and we just went and knocked on this dude's door, and he was like, "Well, I don't have any deer, but I got like 200 turkeys." And I was like, "Well, dude, we'll just hunt your field." And he's like, oh, "Okay, yeah, whatever." And we started walking out on this fence line, and I see this little forky standing there, and I was like, Katie, shoot this deer." And I'm just like freaking out. We're like 50 yards from this deer, and so she pulls the rifle up, and she's like taking forever. I'm like, Katie, you don't have much time. Like he's gonna jump over the fence, and she's like, I can't see him very good. Should I still shoot it? And I was like, no,
Yeah.
what? And so he finally hears us, and this little forky jumps over. So I was like, all right, he's gonna come right back. Like he didn't spook. So we like got back down, went around this hill, and then came back this other side. And by this point, it was like about to get dark. So I was like, okay, we're gonna walk this back fence line, and that deer's either gonna be standing right there or he's not, and then we'll just come back tomorrow morning. So we're walking, and then all of a sudden, the buck she shot, he like pokes his head up. I never even saw him, and I was like, "Oh, Katie!" And I was just like freaking out. And she like pulls up, and she's like, "I could see his neck really good. Should I shoot that?" And I was like, "Yeah, shoot the neck." And she just dropped him.
That's awesome, dude. I actually have a theory that a bunch of my hunting partners are on their period when I hunt with them too. So that might be their problem. I'm always like, "You want some Midol, or are we just gonna stop crying over here?"
Dude,
So
I have been on my period during hunting before too.
yeah, yeah. So, dude, so you've been hunting a long time, or you're just kind of like dual onset, or tell me your story because you've got like a ton of followers on Instagram. You're a super funny guy, and one thing I like about you is I feel like social media can be so like I only kill big bucks, right? Or I'm embarrassed to
Hmm.
post this picture, or I'm only really buff, or I'm this. And you're a very open dude, which I feel like the internet is kind of swinging to. And I think that's kind of the reason why I think I get some followers. I'm very kind of honest with like how I design things, like who I am as a
Hmm.
person. I don't try to put on a front. I think people really like that and they kind of appreciate that more than the dude who's just like, you never see him miss because they never show the miss, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, um, so I think people appreciate that about you. So kind of give me that story. Like what's the deal with you and like hunting and how do you get into this thing?
Yeah, dude. So I grew up hunting. I shot my first buck when I was like 12. It was like right when I turned 12. I shot my first buck, but it was like, like you don't know how good you have something until it's gone. Like when I was hunting, like growing up, like I thought I knew everything about hunting because I don't think I ever didn't fill a tag ever. But it was like we had these friends that owned this like really dope ranch that bordered this. It was like a mountain, and then it just dropped down into like alfalfa, potatoes, corn. And
Yeah. So,
so we would just drive out there and it would be like, all right, there's 30 deer in that field. Just shoot whichever one you want. And so I never really did much. Like I think that the buck I killed this year, I'm pretty sure that was like the only deer I've ever killed on public land.
oh really?
Um yeah, like I've never like I'm just like not ever public land hunted. Like I know I've never ever killed an elk on public land. I've killed like probably 6 elk and they've all been in the middle of an alfalfa field eating breakfast and I shot them.
That's awesome though. I mean, if I had the opportunity
So,
to do it, like people knock it, but like, dude, if someone called me and they're like, "Hey, I got this alfalfa field full of elk," like I'll tell you what, like I spent like 10 days getting my freaking butt kicked in Colorado this year. I
uh,
would have like gladly went over there and shot that elk, and then
oh yeah.
and then drug it to public land, took pictures of it, and told everyone I shot on public land.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so yeah, that's how I grew up hunting, and then I got out of it for just a little bit while I was at college. I was dumb because I lived in a really good spot when I went to college, and I just didn't hunt there at all.
Hmm.
And then I moved down to Texas after I dropped out of school, and I was like getting super fat, and then I started watching like elk shape stuff,
Hmm.
and I was like, dude, bow hunting seems way more sick than rifle hunting. I'm gonna try this thing.
So
So,
hard.
dude, yeah. Well,
So
I was
much
like
harder.
so dumb. I was like, dude, I'm gonna go. So I had a bow because I shot a bow for like 6 months in high school and then got bored with it. But so I went down to archery country in Austin, like got set up, like got everything I needed, and then I literally hopped online and I was like, what state has the most elk and easiest elk tags? And so I was like, dude, Colorado, that's not bad. That's a 1 day drive.
Yep.
So I drove up to Colorado in 20, was it 22? No, 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 20, yeah, 22 was my first year, like archery elk hunting. And I was like 300 pounds when I went up and did that. And I was living in Texas and I did not like train for hunting. Like I didn't do shit. Like I like just drove and went up there and just like absolutely got my ass kicked. Like it was super tough. But I had like a ton of fun for some reason. And I was like, dang, this is like something I want to figure out and want to do for a long time. But that also like got it to click in my mind that if I wanted to do that for a long time, I was definitely gonna have to make some changes and break up with my girlfriend, Little Debbie.
Yeah, dude. And like, this is like just me being a serious comment here. My kid just killed that like giant buck in Utah, right?
Yeah,
And my kid, I mean, we're just naturally really skinny people, right? And my kid's a string, he's like 120 pounds, like 5'10, and he has to carry this elk out. And he's like coming out and he's like, "Dad, is this what fat people feel like all the time?"
dude.
Like he's like, I could not imagine having to now he's whatever 240 or 50 pounds. He's carrying like a 100-pound pack, and
Yeah,
he's like, this is so hard. So I couldn't imagine, dude, like being 300 pounds and then trying to go to Colorado and do that, right? Like
yeah.
I'm in pretty damn good shape, like for like being almost 40. Like I'm probably up there in the high 90% of my age group for running and all that stuff, and it kicks my butt. Like being out of shape, that has to be a reality check for you.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, and it's like it like I don't know for whatever reason it just like clicked because I was like, man, like this is something that I really really love, but like I want to do this with my kids and I
Mhm.
want to do this with my
Mhm.
grandkids. And especially like I always think about like that. Like I don't even have any kids yet. Um, but I like it's just kind of always in the back of my mind. Like there's experiences I want to have with my sons,
Mhm.
and like those don't come if you don't like get your stuff together in your 20s.
Yeah.
And but yeah, dude, you're totally right. Like everything is so much harder. And it's not just like going and doing extreme stuff like hunting. It's like, dude, I don't like getting in and out of my car because I'm freaking fat and it's uncomfortable.
Mhm.
I don't like sitting for a long time because I'm fat and it's uncomfortable. I hate buying clothes because I can't buy anything that fits. I have to wear PFG shirts everywhere.
And, so this is like 2022, right?
Yep. Yep.
And you decide, "No more. I want to be fit." And did at this point, do you have a ton of followers?
No. No, so no, dude. So yeah, so I actually the Instagram thing. I started all that this year.
Really?
I started back in March. I had 700 followers.
Dude, so now you have like what, 100,000?
I'm at 140. I'm plateaued at 140 right now because I want time out for the next month because of some stupid joke I made on my story. So my content can't be shown to non-followers right now, um but yeah, I'm at like 140 right
We
now.
should go into that because, um, the Instagram thing, because like I'm on timeout all the time because I'm a conservative Christian guy who likes guns. So like Tricer, we
Yep.
actually had to make like a couple burner accounts just because we're really worried we're going to get our account taken away. So we've been
Yeah.
struggling to get to 15,000 because half the time our stuff doesn't get shown to anyone but our followers, and it gets really limited
Yep.
because we like they flag just even like our tripods because hunting. Like so like we did stuff like we
Yeah.
started doing stuff with like Nerf guns in it just to piss them off. They didn't like that. I did some stuff with like I use a stick instead of a gun. They don't like that. But it's like
That's
but like
crazy.
so like we're trying to like find ways to like advertise what we're doing for the sport that we love, but we can't do it because they just flag everything, right? I don't understand it.
Yep.
But yeah, they hate us, dude. So you got put in jail, huh?
Yeah, dude, I was just doing like a question and answer thing in my story, and some guy was like, he like questioned it, and he was like, "Have you ever tried kratom? I'd love to send you some." And I was like, "No, I don't think I would be super into that at all." And I like shared that one, and then someone saw that, and they were like being funny, and he was like, "Have you ever tried black tar heroin? I'd love to send you some." And I shared that story, and I said, "LOL, send me a DM," and just bam, dude, Facebook deleted forever, and then my Instagram like it's like yeah, it can only be shown to non-followers. So I did like the meta verified thing, and luckily like if you do that, you can actually talk to someone, which is
Really?
nice. So yeah, so I've been DMing them back, or I email them like once a week, and I say, hey, I just want to like verify, and I'm super apologetic in the emails, and it actually is like working. And they always hit me right back, and they're like, oh, we totally understand that your Instagram is the lifeline of your business. This we're working to get this resolved. Just keep posting good content and don't violate any more community standards, and you'll get your reachable status back.
So part of me thinks you're just talking to a robot, but I don't know. That's just me.
No, they're
You
like
think it's
real
real
people
people?
because like they'll like yeah, they tell me their name and like I go back and forth with them. So like I know they're like real people because I'll like ask them specific questions and they'll say like, "Can you please send me a screenshot of like the exact thing you're talking about?" And like they're actually like I double emailed it one time and then someone emailed me back and she said, "Hey, I just looked it up and Lynn is already working on your account, so I don't want to like step on her toes." And I was like, "Wow, that's crazy. There's actually people that work at
So
Instagram."
you got the blue check, is what you're saying? Because I didn't do that because I feel like every freaking schmuck has a blue check now because you can just buy it. And I was like, I don't
Hmm.
want to get a blue check. It's $10 and anyone can buy it, so it's worth it.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's super, super gay. Like, if you could get the blue check without having it on your name, I would do
Can
that.
you
But
do
yeah,
that?
dude, I think it's
Can I do
super
that
worth
without
it.
having to like you have to like just buy it now, right? It's like I mean, there's guys like who follow me. I'm like, oh, blue check. And you click on, it's like you have 700 followers. Like, what the
Yeah,
heck, dude?
yeah,
What the heck, Joe
yeah,
from Cincinnati? Like, it's like,
yeah,
like you
exactly,
got a
dude.
blue check.
Exactly. Why do you have a blue check? Yeah, no. So it's like it definitely looks gay, but it's like you actually get a lot of help with it. And I think that the only reason my Instagram didn't get deleted is because I had the blue check. Because my Facebook gone.
Really?
Yeah, which sucks because I'm a Facebook Marketplace
Yeah, you told me
addict.
this. Let's talk about this a little bit. So
Yeah.
you have a thing for Facebook Marketplace. What about it?
so I love it, like this is my hobby every single day. I will go on there and I'll pick like a few items that I'm kind of sort of interested in. I go back and forth with the people and I love lowballing, but I have it down to like it's like a hobby. So like I get it to like where I can get them to like agree to like 60% of the price. They're like, oh, okay, fine, I'll do it. Ghost.
Disgusting.
And then I never talked to him again. Which, like, I know like people probably hear that and they're like, oh yeah, whatever, he doesn't really do that. This is how committed I am to Facebook Marketplace. I made a new Facebook account after my old one got deleted, and I changed my last name. I used my wife's maiden name for my last name, and then Facebook deleted that
Did they?
account too.
They got you.
Yeah. Yeah, they said it looked like it could have been linked to another account that had previously been deleted.
Yeah, probably. I probably got an IP address that they probably got you on, not on the freaking name. They
Oh,
knew
I didn't
that,
even
dude. It's
think
freaking
about that.
robots, so they know everything now. It's the worst. So,
Yeah.
so March, you got 140,000 followers. What? Can you start posting shirtless pictures? Like,
No, so it's kind of so it's funny, dude, because like so I've posted content for a while, but my content like sucked like bad. Like it would be like me running or
mm-hmm,
like me shooting my bow, and like my wife would always be like, "Dude, your content is like terrible. Why don't you like post better stuff?" I was like, "Dang, dude, you're probably right." And she was like, you like why are you posting serious stuff? Like you're not serious at all. Why don't you just post something funny?" And I was like, so the video was I was running this ultra marathon in March, and I was like at mile 22 and just pissed off, like just really pissed. It was from mile 16 to mile 24. It was just an uphill
mm-hmm.
climb, and I was like in the middle of that, and I like pulled out my phone and I was like, dude, if you're a fat guy, skip the half marathon, skip the marathon, just go straight to a 50K ultra because you can walk the uphills and you can eat these waffles. And I'm like sitting there eating a waffle, and I was like, no one cares. And so that video, I posted that video, and it got like a 500,000 views, and I was like, what in the world? And so then I just like, yeah, I just started posting stuff that I thought was funny, and it's gotten a decent response. I've gotten quite a few that have done pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. I think that I have just like I think what the deal is I'm like pretty much an idiot, and I think that like a lot of people are
Mm-hmm.
idiots, and so my humor is like so dumb that it relates to some other people, I guess.
Yeah, I think people just like relatable stuff. So here's a rabbit hole one for you that I found. It's called people throwing rocks. And it's literally just an Instagram page of like dudes just like rolling rocks off of hills, or
Oh,
it only has it only has like 20 reels, but it has like a quarter million followers and like millions, and like
that's
it's just like
crazy.
guys like throwing a rock off a bridge into water, and it's just like yeah. And
Yeah, and everyone just
I
cheers.
watched every single one. I was with my wife. I'm like, I try so hard, and I have 15,000 followers. This guy just posted a picture of people throwing rocks, and like I get it. I get it. So yeah, I think people there's just like you can't. I think people who are really successful kind of go outside of the mold of what people do, and that's what you did, and
Mhm.
you do really well at it, and you're getting to do stuff that you like, and you're inspiring people. I imagine, like people probably want to get in shape. People are probably reaching out to you, and then you're also getting to do hunting as well on the same in the same time. So like you're getting two things you love, which I imagine you love. Do you love fitness or do you hate fitness? Do
No,
you
I
love it?
love it. Like it's I only care about like probably like three or four things every day, and that's like number
Okay.
two.
Is your wife's number
I
one,
I
right?
love Yeah, I pretty much had to
Yeah.
say that, but no, I actually do. I
All right, all right,
actually
all
do
right. The gym's
genuinely
number
really like
three. The
fitness.
gym's
I'm
number
sorry,
three.
but no, but I like really genuinely like I look forward to. So I trained for quite a while. Like today I probably worked out for close to
Really?
2 hours. But yeah, that's pretty much every day because I do like especially with the training split I'm following right now. I'm pretty like I've got like there's a lot of moving parts with it, but but yeah, I just genuinely love that. Like that's like the part of my day I look forward to the most.
So are you? What are you training for? You always training for like marathons and stuff like that?
No, like right now is just kind of like so I'll just break down my training split right now. I don't necessarily have like a
So where are you
specific
at
thing
right
that
now?
I'm
So you
training
went from
for.
being 300 pounds and probably not being able to run a mile to now
Yep.
220, 230, 240.
So yeah, so right now I weigh 226. I plateaued for a little bit. Well, I wasn't really focused on like losing any weight like September, and then it kind of extended a little bit into October because I don't know, dude. You know how it is when you're hunting. You just kind of like eat crappy food or eat too much food. But yeah, so now I'm back like really strictly tracking my macros and working out again. But I think the next like fitness thing I'm gonna do is gonna be high rocks. Uh, which I don't know. Do you know what
Nope.
high rocks is? It's kind of like the new it's like the new trendy thing. Everyone's doing these high rocks things. So what it is, it's there's 8 stations and you run one it's a 1K run and then a functional fitness
Oh,
like thing. So it'll be like kettlebell carries, there's a sled push, burpee broad jumps, ski erg, rower, like so just like stations, and then it's like 4 point it's basically
so just a
five
bunch of
miles of
like
running
CrossFit
with
fags with like bandanas on, like running
it's
from each one, just
so it's
excited,
it's
cyber on the butt.
basically CrossFit, but like if everyone only did running. So like skinny CrossFit dudes, like guys who weren't strong enough to actually compete at CrossFit.
Did this.
Yes, yeah. So I think that'll be the next thing I do. But basically, the way I'm kind of breaking down my week right now is just so like Monday. So I lift. I pretty much lift like 6 days a week. It'll be like Monday is like upper
Hmm.
push focus. Tuesday is upper pull. Wednesday is like a leg day. Thursday, I do like power cleans, and then like I'll just go through like a bunch of kettlebell
Hmm.
complexes. And then Friday will be like a push pull, and then Saturday will be like a legs day. I don't lift on Sundays, and then I'm running Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. I'm running, and then uh, I'm doing a Metcon basically every other day. So like Monday, Wednesday, uh, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. I think I'm doing a Metcon those days. But I'm trying to do like longer, like more kind of grindy Metcons, not like a short like 10-minute sprint, more of like a here's like a big like 40-minute block that you need to get through.
Okay. And how do you have a personal trainer? You just like started figuring this stuff out and got super addicted.
No, yeah, I've just been playing around with a bunch of different stuff. And then I'm kind of putting this one together in like more of like a structured training plan. So I have like each day I have like I don't know, I've just researched this stuff a bunch. So I just kind of putting this training plan together. Maybe I'll like publish it in an ebook or something and just give it to people for free if they want it. But I literally have it on my notes right now. It says training program 1.0.
Yeah, because I work out pretty much 6 days a week as well. During hunting season, a lot of it's hunting though, right? So
Yeah.
I
Yep.
actually like when I'm training, like when I'm full on in the gym 6 days a week, 5, 6 days a week, I'm eating a ton, like 4 eggs, bacon. I mean, just going eating steaks for dinner, and like I've dropped probably 15 pounds since beginning of hunting season because like I just can't
Yeah.
maintain, right? So like in the gym, I'm probably down like my lifts are down like 30%. It's embarrassing. I'm in there and I'm like still a strong guy, but not like I was. Like it's just like but like I can't have both, right? But you kind of train I train for hunting, right? So I kind of remind myself like, yes, you're not as strong as you were. Yes, don't fill your shirts like you did, but you're doing what you want to do very functionally and very happily, right? You're not struggling, you're doing it.
Yep.
Um what is your why for training? Is it hunting like me or is it like just you don't want to be fat and you want to feel better because you have to feel better about yourself now.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I think I don't know. That's like actually kind of funny. Like I don't necessarily feel that much better about myself. Sometimes I kind of hate myself more. Like I'll look at myself and I'm like, "Holy crap, dude, are you kidding me?" Like, so I don't know if that's like what do they
Dysphoria,
call it?
body dysphoria.
Body. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's like a little bit of that or what, but no, like I think that I'm training like I definitely
Mhm.
love hunting. Like that's like besides working out, like hunting is like my number one thing. But I think the biggest thing I'm like training for is I want to live life and like experience life like well
Mhm.
into my 80s. And so I think that that's kind of like the things like I really want to lay that foundation now, so that I age really well and I can just do everything I love. Like I want to be like doing stuff with my
Mhm.
family. I still want to be hunting. Like I want to be doing as much stuff as I can. I don't want to be in a nursing home
Yeah, I
alone.
don't think people realize like how much it affects you, like doing things in your age now as it does when you get older, right? Like, I look at
Hmm.
myself now,
Yep.
um, like my knees kill me, and it's because I was always jumping off of
Really.
trucks, jumping off of rocks, jumping off things. Like when I was loading trucks for my dad all the time,
Hmm.
and like now, like dude, like my knees swell up after hunts. Like there's so much stuff you do in your eight because you're like what 25, right? 26.
Yeah, I have
Like there's so
26.
much if
Yep.
you do like in your like even like playing. I played football up into high school. I rode dirt bikes. And it was just super
Hmm.
abusive on my body. And now like you feel it later on, right? Like I had to get shoulder surgery. I'm probably gonna get my knees redone at some point here because they're just like it's just they're just failing me. Um, I think it's so important in your 20s to make those life changes, right? It's so much easier for you at 25 to make those life
Yep.
changes than rather be freaking, super unhealthy until you were, and you don't realize if, say, you just kept eating the way you're eating, you got to 450, 500 pounds, and it's
Yep.
just destroying your organs. Even if you do get healthy at 40, you're probably not going to live as long, right? Because you just freaking just rock to these
Yeah.
things for 15 years, put an extra, made them work twice as hard, right?
Yep. Yeah, yeah, you're throwing. I mean, you're throwing like you got to think about like if you go to buy a used truck and you buy a truck from like some old grandpa that he put all the miles driving to doctor's appointments on the highway, like that's a truck you want to buy versus like a farm truck with 50,000 miles on it. And you're like, dang, dude, you might only have 50,000, but those are a rough
Yeah, exactly.
50,000.
Exactly. So you're getting in a lot better shape, right? Um,
Hmm.
where's the hunting come into play? How much are you hunting? Are you getting better? You're getting, I mean, like, I always joke, I tell people all the time, like, I'm not a good hunter. I feel like I'm learning as I go, right? I kill a lot of stuff, but I don't feel like I'm Ryan Lampers, right? I think people appreciate that about me. Like, I'm not pretending to be like I'm a great hunter.
Yeah.
I definitely am going to kill a lot of things this year. I'm proficient at it, but I'm not where I want to be. So, do you feel like you are
Hmm.
getting better at elk hunting? You're getting better at deer hunting? Like, starting to figure it out?
Um, no, I think like, um, I think so. Like deer hunting for sure, no, because I don't know anything about deer. Like to me, and this is like wrong, but like I was trying to explain to my wife, like elk, yeah, for sure. I think I'm getting better at elk hunting because like I know like spots to go look and find elk. Like if you drop me off and like gave me like go hunt maps or whatever, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go look here, here, and here. But like deer, for me, I'm like, dude, if you're walking around the woods, every once in a while you're gonna see a deer.
That's not the
Like
case,
that's
but yes,
like, I,
there's so much.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see it. Yeah, I don't. I just don't know anything about them. I'd want to like actually hunt deer though. I shot a really small deer this year with my bow, and I decided that that was the last time I'm going to shoot a
Hmm.
really small deer because I just like I honestly I really like eating deer, but like also in Idaho, if you don't shoot anything in archery season, it just turns into a rifle tag if you have that general the like
Hmm.
regular deer tag. So I don't think it's like worth it to shoot small deer anymore. So I kind of want to like figure out how to actually deer hunt. But the elk thing, um, I I feel like I've like cut my teeth for the last, let's see, so this was like my third year in a row without shooting an elk, but I did see a bull this year, which I did not see a bull the last two
Really.
seasons. So that was
And
cool.
now, are you rifle hunting these now, or only archery?
No, I don't have much of an interest in rifle hunting. I like I'm not against it at all, and I'm sure I will kill like a lot more stuff in my life with a rifle, but I just really, really like archery hunting.
I'm,
I also will not be cold. Like that's like I will not be cold at all. So like I don't duck hunt. I'm gonna coyote hunt quite a bit this year, but like out of a side by side. Like and it's a I just got a heated side by side. So I
did
will
you
coyote hunt out of that, but that's like that's gonna be the extent of I don't know. I'm not gonna be cold on a hunt.
see?
I just
I
hate
like
that.
am very fluid in my hunting. Like I don't discriminate against anything. So I've muzzle hunted this year. I archery hunted this year. I'm rifle hunting. I stopped with knives this year. Like I'll hunt however I can. And I'm one of those psychos where I'll go out
Yeah,
whether it's hot or cold. I don't care. Like I just spent New Mexico 90-degree weather for 5 days just getting my butt kicked. But I was out there every single day, all day long, just dropping eye drops and just glassing for deer. Right. So I don't care if it's hot or cold. But I can
yeah,
say like with deer hunting, I think like with the biggest mistakes people make, and I was telling my partner in this, we just went to New Mexico together, and he's like very just like go 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 go. I'm getting him on deer, and it's like just simmer down. And I was just like trying to explain to him like you have to be methodical in your hunting, right? And once you learn to be methodical, like I go every time I go, I pretty much find animals now, right? Like today, even in San Diego, it's one of the hardest places to hunt. Like I found 10 deer today, right? And I talked to a guy this morning walking in. He's like, I haven't
wow,
seen a deer out here all week. And I'm like, okay, well, let me go. We walked, I didn't go with the guy. I didn't want to know where I was going. I went back and we found 10 deer, right? Like all around where this guy was sitting, right? Because he just wasn't
yeah,
methodical. Like you need to really like, I think once you start slowing down in hunting, you really start getting better at hunting, right? Once you start like
mhm,
stop panicking and just going, and
yeah,
you start like really just like taking your time and like thinking like a deer. Like you never see a deer just like bouncing all over the place like a freaking psychopath. Like deer like are slow and
Yep.
methodical. And like once you start thinking like a deer and being like a deer, you're gonna start finding deer, right? Like you start realizing like, okay, the sun's here, the shade's here, they're gonna be in the shade. Like I literally watched deer today chasing shade. Like you just start learning where they are and you just become methodical with it. And like you can even look at a map. Like I can look at a map at any unit and be like, there's gonna be deer here, here, and here. And most of the time you go in there, you're probably gonna find deer in one of those here's, right? Maybe not every one of them, but there's probably be deer in some of them. Because you just know, like, okay, they're gonna love these kind of slopes, they're gonna love these benches, they're gonna be 2/3 of the way up. And there's just a lot more method to it than just walking through the woods and stumbling into them. I think once you start doing that, like
Yeah.
you really will start slowing down and seeing a lot of deer. Um, Rifle hunting elk is I would recommend getting a rifle and shooting some with a rifle because it's definitely a lot easier. Like I swear, if I had a rifle this year, if I had anything other than a bow, I'd have a dead elk right now, multiple times, multiple times,
Oh,
multiple
dude,
times.
me too.
But
This We had this bull like screaming at us like 300 yards, and I could just like see him standing there, and I was like, "Gosh, dude,
I
that bull
had
looks so bad."
I'm going to Colorado tomorrow, the next day, Thursday, for third season deer, and I already blew $700 on an elk tag. For archery, I didn't fill, and I'm like, do I want to spend $700 on an elk tag for this unit just to get redemption? But it's like $700, you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I'll probably just buy it anyways, just because like
Yeah,
I know if I don't buy it, I'm gonna have a freaking bull standing like right in front of me, and I'm gonna be like,
oh
why did I
yeah,
buy that tag? And there's part of me who's like,
yep,
it's a deer hunt. I want to fill my deer tag. I don't want to elk hunt because elk ruin hunts. Like you shoot an elk and it just like, especially depending on where you shoot it, like it can really like just ruin you as a person for a couple days, right? Like, deer, so there's snow on the ground. It's in a
yeah,
deep dark hole. They take you places you never want to go,
yep,
and you got to pack them out of there, and you got to do that 3 times, right? 2 or 3 times, get them out of there. Like you're just hurting. So I'm like, it might ruin the hunt. So I don't
yep.
know. I'll probably just do it anyways because I'm stupid, and I'll just buy an elk tag and kill one. But we're filming that, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'll probably buy a stupid elk tag, but they're fun. You'll figure it out, dude. Like you just got to go out there and do it more. And my biggest advice is just slow down, be methodical, and just like don't just throw a dart. Like just like pick an area, pick the area apart. I know you've got like an awesome tripod now.
Dude, yeah, yeah, I was actually gonna say like that. Like I never glass, and so like you sent me that tripod, and I was like, huh, maybe I should figure out like how to use this thing. So like, yeah, I'm stoked. Actually, it's kind of
You
funny.
text me. I
I don't
didn't
know if
read
you
it.
have.
It's
I
something like
texted
you did
you
something
this,
wrong,
but
right? I can't remember. What did you text?
dude, so I put it together, and I was like, okay. So you asked me like what binos I have. So I was like, okay, I know this is gonna work with my binos, and I'm like trying to figure out like how to put the binos on the tripod, and I was like, okay, so I think this screws in somewhere, and I'm like playing around with it, and I was like, dang, dude, it can't be that hard. But I like could not for the life of me figure it out, and I saw a video you posted of you just like clicking it in, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so
Dude,
dumb.
I've had people call me. And because you know how like tripod comes out inverted, right? So like it's upside down because the tripod can 180, and they can't figure out how
Uh-huh.
to get their pan
Yeah.
head onto the hang hook. And I'm just like, that's the hang
Dude.
hook. But once you start glassing, like once you figure that out, you're gonna see so many more deer. If you're not glassing, that's why you're not seeing deer. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense because I call my buddy. So I have this buddy that like, dude, this guy's a killer. I went over to his house the other day, and he's like, yeah, this one was like 185. This one's like, this is a decent buck. He was like 160, and I'm like, holy crap, dude, all these deer are amazing. And he was like, I called him this season while I was out, and he was like, okay, yeah, yeah, here's how you're gonna find deer, and just like went through like exactly where to look on like kind of the breakdowns of the field. But I think exactly what you're saying. Like, it's just like glassing is such an art, and I'm just super
dude, you guys
inexperienced
got
with
to go
it.
out and do it. And like, I'll spend 8 to 10 hours a day glassing. Like, I'm a psycho, right? Obviously, I build tripods, right? Like, I love
Really?
glassing. Um, and it's really like for one, you got to play your wind, but the biggest thing is like get yourself elevation and be looking down at things or across at things. Never looking up at things. You're looking up and you're not going
Mm,
to see anything. Rarely. Try and look like try and find a good knob and be looking down at stuff or across the stuff. Then be looking
yeah.
where like you should be hot, they should be cold, right? In theory, unless you're in shade. Like the sun's hitting you, like the sun should be in your face. You're
Okay.
looking for the deer in the shade. Like look for the cool spots. So northeast facing slopes, you're gonna start seeing deer. If you're looking at hillsides, like they like to be like 2/3 of the way up, and just pick it apart. And when you glass, not like you don't glass like a freaking it's like back and
Yeah.
forwards, and you're kind of weaving back and forwards up this thing. You're gridding. So the word I'm looking for is you're gridding. And what I do, like I used to be like a big wide gridder. I grid all the way across. The problem is like terrain kind of changes, right? In that, so you could be like, it could be low here and goes up, and then you're kind of like,
Hmm.
it's just. So what I'll do now is I'll kind of like pick, like, how like when you go shooting like at a range or you're shooting with your buddies, you're supposed to have like that, like whatever it is, like 15 degrees each way, like your arms out like that. Don't shoot past this because you'll
Uh-huh.
shoot your buddy,
Yeah.
right? Dude, don't want to be Dick Cheney and kill someone. Shoot him in the face. Oh, you can kill someone. Shoot him in the face, right? Like don't Dick
Yeah.
Cheney it. So I'll do with my glassing now. Is I'll kind of be like, okay,
Well, he killed a lot of
yes.
people by sending him to Iraq.
Oh, geez, we're gonna get political. Um, which is a big having two off topic. Having two sons that are 18 and 16 now, like with the current administration, all these wars we're having right now. I'm like, I'm a little
Yeah.
scared. I saw my buddy today. We were talking this morning. Like, I'm not a big politics guy, even though like I make a lot of Trump jokes and stuff and do stuff. Obviously I voted for Trump. I gloss in a
You're
MAGA hat,
glassing the
like
MAGA hat, dude. I
but
saw
like
that.
I really don't like politics, but like that scares me. Like I like having sons, and I'm like, dude, these
Yeah.
people screwed this
Yeah,
up.
for
My
sure.
kids have to go to freaking war. That's gonna suck. But anyways, what I'll do is I'll
Yep.
pick a section, right? Like that whole like shooting window, you know, whatever 15 degrees. Now I'm not turning my whole body. I don't want to be like turning my whole body, twisting it to glass. And then I'll just glass that section, grid it over, grid it over, grid it over. And I typically go from bottom to top. I don't know why. It's just kind of what I do. Um, and
Okay.
then I'll just like rotate a little bit and then do the next section, and then do that. Keep going over like that. Something I've been doing lately, which is kind of unusual for me, is I've been moving a lot more in the morning, which is kind of weird. Like I'm kind of like, maybe it's more of a San Diego thing, like some in a desert thing, because like in San Diego in the desert, like you're not gonna have a high density of animals. So what I'll do is when I say move, I mean like move
Okay.
like 20 yards and get like a different vantage. Um, I'll get my glassing
Okay.
real quick. Not seeing deer on their feet. I'll move over and I'll glass, same thing, and you keep doing that. And like this morning, it worked out to me where twice I found 3 deer and 4 deer by doing that, by moving, um, and like moving 100 yards, looking behind me over here, looking over here, just like trying to cover more ground without hiking far, right? Letting your glass do the
Okay.
work, which I used to be very, and like when it comes to like mid morning, daytime, I'm gonna sit down and sit in the same spot for an hour, 2 hours before I move, right? And just pick apart bushes. But in those
Okay.
morning times, I'm trying to get a little more, when I say mobile, depends on where you guys are. Idaho might be a little bit different. But in some of these areas where it's more open desert, I'm kind of moving a little bit more. Like I'm glassing this side of the knob I'm on, and I'm going to get up and walk 20 yards the other side of the knob and glass the other side of the knob, down for 15 minutes and move over here and do that to get more, cover more ground and get them on their feet.
Is that makes sense? So like moving like that in the mornings
Uh,
just because things
yeah,
are like kind of
exactly.
up
Like
and like moving
in the
around a lot
morning, you're going
more.
to be
Yeah, until they
really,
bed. Okay.
like that's when you're really gonna get them. That first hour, they're gonna be on their feet, hour and a half. Like you really want to be kind of like looking for them,
Hmm.
moving, not be as methodical with your glassing, right? Where like I'll get to like midday, like I'm a big coos deer guy, which is like the coolest deer in the world, the gentleman's deer, I used to call them. Um, I'll glass the same hillside for 3 hours because I know there's a deer in there, and I'll just be looking, going
Oh
so
wow.
slowly, looking at every bush, looking for an ear flick, looking for something to like pick its head up or do something, right? And you're going so slow, looking at every single bush. Versus in the mornings, they're on their feet, they're moving. You just want to find those things, right? And then once you find them, you're going to watch them. Like in San Diego right now, we're in
Yeah.
the rut in San Diego, so I'm just watching and looking if there's a buck, giving them 15 minutes. Okay, there's no buck with those deer. Let's move over because like I hate like one of my biggest pet peeves is like hunting with somebody who just watches does. And I'm like, we're not hunting does. Like
Yeah.
I go check on them. Yes, go back and check on them every once in a while. But like just like stop telling me about what the does are doing. Like I don't care. Like I just want to like if there's not a buck with the doe, like I just want to move on to the next thing. Like it's like you might as well just be like glassing a freaking coyote. I don't. It's not something I can kill, right? So I'll just like check them, make sure like hey, we'll just watch his deer for 15 minutes, see if they're looking, what's behind them. Most time they're looking back at a fawn, not a freaking buck. Like this morning, I was like, oh, it's got to be a buck behind this doe. She's looking back, and it was like a stupid fawn. So, but yeah, I mean, oh,
That's funny. Dude, that'd totally be me.
yeah,
That's
you ever
really
hunt with
funny.
me?
So
Like,
now I
don't
know
just be
not to
like,
do that. Because dude, I'd totally
yeah,
be like,
watching the whole time and
dude,
doing it.
look.
But yeah, dude, you'll glassing, you'll
Yeah.
find like you could cover so much more ground. Like I always say, let your eyes do the walking, not your legs. Right? If you're just like aimlessly walking through the hills, like
Yeah.
you might get lucky and kill deer every once in a while, but you're probably not. You're probably bumping so much more stuff. You get up on a knob and look out, you're going to kill so much more stuff. Let me turn my phone off. By just finding them, like by sitting up there and looking out, and you're going to see deer moving and doing their stuff. And then the cool thing when you're glassing is you could find an animal, watch that animal, see what they're going to do, watch them bed, give them another 30 minutes, they'll probably rebed again, and then go kill them. Versus like if you're just walking through the woods and like running in, like imagine being able to make it like talking about being methodical with deer. Like you've watched them bed. Now you can make a play of how to get on that animal and kill that animal. You're gonna kill
Right.
so much more stuff when you're glassing, like especially off a tripod. It's just you're gonna kill way more animals. You're gonna find more animals, and you're just gonna once you figure that out, like your game's just gonna be like, oh, hunting is a lot easier.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm excited for to I don't know. The one thing that's like cool is like I feel like I've been able to connect with so many people, and like even that is like that's like all those like just like nuggets that you kind of pick up along the way. It just like makes me excited to
Oh,
like go
dude,
put it to use
glassing
next
is the
year.
funnest thing in the world. Like I could literally like if you told me like you need to give me your rifle or give me your tripod, I would say here's my rifle. Now I'll glass the rest of my life. Yeah, I just
Really?
like find like that chess match of finding an animal, dude. And it's like one thing that I feel like I'm good at. Like I'm like I can find animals, right? Like I love
Yeah,
that. I love like I know you're in here. I'm gonna find you. And when you find them, you're like, gotcha. Like gotcha. Especially with cruise deer because those little freaking
that's
buggers,
cool.
dude, are so hard to find. Like once you find them, you start figuring out like, oh, I got you. And then you get to like when you're glassing, you get to really watch them be deer too, right? Like I'm getting all like sympathetic, like I don't know,
Hmm.
emotional about this thing. Like you get to like watch this animal like do its deer thing from a half mile away or a quarter mile away, whatever you are. And you get to see them do all this stuff, and you learn more about them. And you'll see why I'm saying you gotta be methodical because they're like such a slow moving animal. And they're kind of
Yeah,
like they're always moving, but they're not. And then like they're stopping, and like it's just like they're just like such a they're not an all over the place animal, right? And maybe during the rut, you might have a buck just freaking with his tongue out, just freaking going
yeah,
crazy. But like, they're kind of just like they're just so fun to watch, and you get to learn more about them when you glass them. So yeah, rather than just freaking busting them up,
that's cool. That's cool.
deer driving,
Yeah, just
hoping to get
walking
lucky.
around, hoping to get lucky.
Dude, we were
That's
in
yeah,
New
dude.
Mexico. My partner, we were hunting a different spot. My partner's like, yeah, dude, I met these like two big fat Mexican dudes, like 450 pounds, and like this guy was just laying on the road. And he was like, "What's wrong with you?" He's like, "I just walked like a mile." I guess they shot a buck, but they were just like walking these like mesquite flats and just bumping bucks. And this guy's just like laying there, and I'm just like, man, what a miserable way to hunt animals, just walking around. But I guess my partner had to like pick him up and like get him in his car and like drive him somewhere to like save him because he's like, I had to walk so
Oh, dude,
far.
what?
But I guess they ended up wounding a deer, which sucked. It's one thing with like when you're trying to like jump shoot deer like that is like I hate
Yeah, that
shooting
does
deer on the
suck.
run or doing, I mean, I'll shoot deer on the run if I hit said deer.
Hmm.
Like I really don't like shoot deer on the run if I haven't hit the deer, right? Like it's just not
Right.
worth it to me. Like I'm just not that great of a shot to lead a deer, right? Half the time you're shooting in the guts or shooting in the back leg or shooting off the
Yeah.
front leg, right? Like I've seen it happen. I've seen my kid shoot the front leg off a deer before, call him tripod buck. I'm pretty sure tripod buck didn't buy a line because we haven't seen a tripod buck
Yep.
around that area ever since. But yeah, it's just injuring animals is not fun, and I don't recommend freaking driving deer. I guess I know it's popular some places, but for me, I'm not my style.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes a ton of sense. Well, especially like for Western hunting, like I don't know. Idaho
Hmm.
has like a lot of like really open country. Like there's definitely like everything like up north is like super thick, but like where I was hunting this year was
Yeah,
like
as long as you get
pretty
elevation, you can
open.
gloss it, right? Like just find a knob and get up on there and gloss. You have a
Hmm.
side by side, dude. Just take your side by side to one of these knobs and like literally hike in like a half mile to and like the perfect knob is
Yeah.
like a knob where you can get like a 360 off of it, like all the way around. Like that's like the perfect glassing
Uh-huh.
tit, right? Like it's just like this perfect cone, and you can like gloss all sides of it. Um, but yeah,
Do you know quite a bit about the perfect
I'm an
knob?
expert, dude. I got 5 kids, bro. Expert. So, yeah. So we got enough butt glassing and deer hunting and knobs. So, I like your humor. I like that you're willing to make fun of like all groups of people and like unashamedly do it, right? Like whether it be religious groups or minority groups, whatever it is, like you make fun of like all people. Talk about that. Talk about your humor. And like you're not a comedian, but I guess you are a comedian on the internet. Talk about that. 'Cause you're funny. You're really funny.
I yeah, I actually, dude, I really want to get into stand up. Like I have like this stand up note on my phone that I like add bits to all the time. And then just the other night, my wife and I were driving somewhere, and I was like, "Katie, I'm like serious. I want to do stand up." And she was like, "Well, you can't just like say you want to do stand up. You have to be funny." And I was like, "Okay, yeah. Let me like give you some of my material." And I gave her some of my material, and I there were only a couple jokes I had to explain to her, so I think it like but no, dude, like I just kind of make fun of myself. Like um, yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, I'm kind of like just like myself. Like I'm not, I don't really like ever fit into boxes very well. So like I'm a Mormon, but like you'd probably never know it, like from my page, like because I'm not super like,
I know a ton of
I
Mormons
don't
in
know.
the
Do you know
hunting
very many
industry.
Mormons?
I have
Okay.
a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
Mormon. I have a
true.
lot of Mormon
Yeah.
friends, so I
I'm
know you
like
make fun of
pretty
Mormons too.
edgy. Like
Like I have a lot of Mormon friends. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, because like yeah, and like I'm Mormon, but like it's like funny because like I'm like I don't know. So like at my like in my church, like where I live, like in my so our ward is what we call it. Like I like everyone's like trying to save me right now because they think I'm like leaving the church. I'm like, dude, no, like I'm good. But yeah, it's kind of funny. They send like the missionaries and stuff to my wife and I's house all the time. Like I'm like, dude, you already got us. We're good. but but yeah, so like that, and then the thing with like I'll make fun of like myself for like the deer stuff, or like I or just like how losing weight, you feel like, oh, dude, now that I've lost all this weight, I'm finally gonna be good at whatever it is, like running, burpees, or whatever. And I'm like, gosh, this sucks, dude. I still freaking suck at this. Like, so I'll just make fun of myself, but. I think that kind of like the method to like my madness on some of it is like, and I don't mean to get super like sappy or anything, but I really do like want people to look at my page and kind of see like my progression through some of this stuff and like being able to laugh at myself. And I hope that encourages people to be like, oh, dude, you know what? Like I can go do this thing too. Because I think that, especially with hunting right now, is sorry, dude, my voice is like super messed up on this whole podcast. So if anyone's like actually made it this far and they're wondering like why I sound like a smoker today, so I knock doors and like do door to door sales for a living, and I knocked on this lady's door today. And as soon as I knocked on the door, these two pit bulls started going berserk in the house. And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, my time is up. Because I've never been attacked by a dog. And I was like, dang. So I was just going to walk away, but then this lady like came to the door really quick and she cracked the door open, and I was like, "Ma'am, don't open your door. Close the door." Because I knew what was gonna happen. Dude, she freaking left that door open, and these two pits like jumped out at me. And so I jumped back and started screaming at these dogs and started like hitting them with my iPad. And then she ended up getting one back inside, but then the other, it was like me versus this pit bull in her yard. And I was like screaming like as loud as I could, like trying to like get at it or whatever, and it kept lunging at me, so I would like smack at it and like kept backing up. And I got like halfway down the street just screaming my lungs out at this dog, and finally my buddy like kind of got the car like in between me and the dog, so I jumped in the car and like
yeah, I might
drove
have to shoot
off.
that dog if it was a pit bull.
Dude, yeah, I had guns in the car. If it was like if I would have had a gun on me, I would have shot the dog, but I didn't. And so then I was like thinking about it, and I was like, well, killing someone's dog probably not the thing I want to do because that would be like kind of messy, I feel like.
Mhm.
So then I went and bought some
Now
pepper
you're ready to
spray,
go.
and now I'm like
Now you're ready to go with
geared
pepper
up. But
spray.
dude, that
Yeah,
was like
freaking bear spray. I think in the
craziest
face.
thing.
I would gladly
Yeah.
shoot a pit bull in the face with bear
Yeah.
spray. So crazy pit bull story,
Oh,
which is off topic
me
here.
too, dude.
My buddy that I don't want to say his name because I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
I'm
this is
sorry.
still illegal. This is even 15 years later. I don't know if it's illegal, whatever. So he was like hiking a trail here in San Diego, and he had this dog named Clint. This is like our bird dog. Clint is a Labrador Retriever, sweetest dog in the world. He gets top this hill, and there's this like game maker guy, the pit bull on a chain, and the guy just drops the chain, and the pit bull is mauling my buddy's dog. And so my buddy's like, get your dog, get your dog, get your dog, get your dog, get your dog. And the guy wouldn't do it. And he's just like trying to get him. So he like goes in his boot to grab his gun. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. So he goes in the other boot and grabs his K bar. And my buddy proceeds to murder this pit bull with a knife on this hill. And he said he's covered in blood. His dog's covered in blood. So this guy is now trying to fight him because he just murdered this pit bull with a K bar, like knifed him in the throat, chest, everything. And so he's running down this hill. And this is like a known trail with like a bunch of chicks in like, yoga pants hiking up it every day, drinking, and he's running just covered in blood down this hill. And he gets in his truck and takes off. And that's my story of him killing a pit bull. That's my only story I've heard somebody actually doing it. But yeah, man, pit bulls are. I know people love them. I know people who love pit bulls, but like, there's also
That's
like you never hear a
crazy.
story of like a golden retriever eating their parents, eating an owner, or you never hear like the golden retriever ate the
No, dude.
baby. It's always like they always try and call it like, oh, it was a Staffordshire Terrier. No,
No.
it's a pit
Well,
bull. Like, yeah, it ate the baby.
dude, listen to this, dude. So, like, there's like a million. I am one of these people. I own a dog that I have
Hmm.
never trained to do any sort of bird hunting ever. But when I take that dog out and she sees a bird, she immediately stares at the bird
Hmm.
and then she like goes and tries to like flush it, like and like kind of pounce at it a little bit. And she has like these instincts where she just knows what
And
to
eat
do.
babies.
Pit bulls
Bred
are
to fight and
freaking
eat
bred to fight,
babies.
dude. So then people are like, exactly. Yes. So whenever it happens and people are like, "Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
I can't
weird. He
believe
must have
I
it's
can't
like
believe my pit
his
bull ate your
instincts, you
child
idiot."
or mauled your kid or killed your collie.
Yeah.
You know, I can't believe it. This doesn't
Yep.
make any sense to me. He wouldn't stop. He would. I couldn't get him to let go of the throat of your
Yep.
dog. You know.
Dude, and this lady today, she couldn't get her dog. She kept grabbing it by the collar and it would like try to bite her. And I was like, "Good night." My favorite part of the whole thing was she literally threw up her hands and she said, "I give up. I can't get him." And she just walked
The
away.
well, there was like that
I
one
was like,
chick
"Dude, I'm
who
getting
like was
attacked
like
by your
running with her two
dog."
pit bulls and they ate her. They ate her like rib cage and everything. These two
I
pit bulls she
saw
had them
that,
forever and
dude.
they ate her. Like that's like
Yep.
her dogs and they freaking
And it
turned
was
on her
like
and
her
ate her,
dogs that she
killed
owned.
her. That's gnarly. So I don't
Yep.
know. I have like a
Yep.
little poodle that's stupid, and he would never. My little poodle will never
Hey,
eat
me
me.
too, dude.
He would just is like a little white one.
What
That if
kind of
you got him
poodle
from the
you
pound,
got?
he's probably a mutt, but like I don't know. He's so stupid. He's like literally like down his bag of rocks. Like he humps
Nice.
everything and like barks at everything. But he's like so loyal to me and like sleeps with me every
Oh, that's so
night.
funny.
You probably saw I blew him up on 4th of July, and like everyone got super upset with me about it. Like on 4th of July, I like pretended to blow him up. I put him in a
Oh,
cage
I
and
didn't
like put
see
a bunch of
that.
fireworks in there with him, and then like then took him
Oh,
out of the
that's
cage and
funny.
put like obviously a stuffed animal in there and blew him up. And then like, dude, like
Yeah,
we got like there was like a seven
that's
page
so
thread on
funny.
rocks about how they should fire Tricer's marketing manager, which was me. Like, oh, like people were so offended that I pretended to blow my poodle up.
Really?
And it's like these same dudes who shoot like a million coyotes a year. Like for some reason, my poodle like matters. I don't know. Whatever. I guess a poodle's better than a coyote, but but yeah, dude, I love that
Dude,
dog.
that's
I have a
so
really good
funny.
poodle. I like him a lot.
Dude, we have a little poodle
He, my
too, and
dog's
I
so
freaking
useless.
love
Like
him.
he's
He's like
literally
the
like the
best
most
dog
like
ever.
like I look at him and like you are like the most use. Like his whole life revolves around like me giving him like whatever I'm eating. Like his whole like his the
I know,
crowning
dude.
moment of his day is whenever he sees me sit on the table, so he can sit there and like he does this like jump. He jumps up like to like my eye level and I don't know he's there like wanting whatever chicken I'm eating or eggs or whatever it is. Like that is his
Yeah,
like life. Like his life goal every day is to like hump the big dog that we have, and then like get some chicken for me, and like he's super content. Like that's
yeah,
it.
yeah, dude. Dude, that is the same as ours, dude. So our big dog, so we have an Irish setter, and then we have he's a little red toy poodle, and I'll like pick up the Irish setter all the time because I just think it's funny because she just like looks at me and she's like, "What are you doing?" Like, and then as
Yeah,
soon as I put her
yeah.
down, he has to like reclaim her, like remount her,
It's
and
like
it's like
it's
he
embarrassing.
just loves
This
it, dude. I'm
dog's
like,
so
"You're
fixed that I've
fixed,
got,
dude.
and
What
like
are
if
you
people are over the
humping?"
house, I'm like, "What's your dog doing?" He's always just humping. The other dog just laying there. My freaking 100 pound dog just laying there as my little
Yeah,
10 pound
dude.
poodle just humps her. Like, oh my gosh,
Dude, it's so
this
weird.
is
I'm
like
like,
the worst
I
hunting
thought it was gonna
podcast I've ever
stop,
done,
but
by
he
the
got
way.
fixed.
Um, so, anyways, yeah, you do a lot of funny stuff on Instagram. You do the fitness, but you also like combine with the fitness stuff too. And I think people like the fact that you're able to like poke fun of yourself, right? And I think people will enjoy that, right? Is like somebody who's actually willing to be like, hey
Yeah.
man, like I'm not, even though I've been training for 2 years, I'm still not where I want to be. Or like I'm sure you still want to lose weight. I'm sure you still want to get like more fit. I'm sure
Yep.
you have more goals. Like what are some of the goals you have like, going forward?
Yeah, so I definitely I want to like finish the fitness process. Like I want to like I'm really motivated to get down to the spot where like I look at myself and I'm like, okay, yeah, like I feel done with losing weight. So I've probably got I bet that I've got like maybe 30, 35 pounds more to lose. Um, and yeah, I mean that's like the big goal with the fitness stuff. And then I just want to like keep challenging myself with just random stuff. Like I don't know that I really want to run marathons because that seems super hard, but I really like
Mhm.
the ultra thing because you can kind of just like go at your own pace. So like this upcoming year, I'll run probably at least like two. I mean, I'll definitely do like a 50K at the beginning of the year, and then I want to do a couple 50 milers next year as well. Um, and then yeah, hunting stuff. Like I'm like really really determined to
Mm-mm.
kill an elk this year. Do you know Matt Allwine? He owns Mountain
Mm-mm. I don't
Forged.
know. I think I've heard of it. Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
he makes guns up in Washington, but I like have been begging that guy,
You
and I
should go
think he like
do
actually
lift,
is going
run,
to take
shoot
me
with Cameron
hunting
Haynes.
next year. So Uh, yeah. So the thing about Cameron Haynes' podcast is he says that he has outliers on the podcast, and I am like probably
Yeah.
opposite of outlier right now, dude. I gotta like accomplish something
Yeah.
in
My
life
buddy was
and
just on
then go
there.
on
My
Cameron
buddy
Haynes'
James Visser from
podcast.
Bow Disciples. It's pretty cool to see him do it.
Dude, I
Do you?
I love James. I
Yeah,
text
so he,
James like 3 or 4 times a
he lives
week.
really close to me, so we're friends.
Yeah,
We do a
I
lot of
think
stuff
James is
together,
super
and
cool.
yeah, so it's pretty fun having like another SoCal
Oh,
guy
that's
like
sick.
do some awesome stuff in the community and in hunting space and do stuff. So it's yeah, I like James a lot. He's a cool dude. He went on freaking lift run shoot, dude, and then he outshot freaking Cameron Haynes, dude. He outshot freaking Josh Bomar. Like he's just he's a really good shot. I
Dude,
hate
James
shooting
is
with
a
him because
dog.
he's like you know when you golf with people, you can be like, oh, that's a gimme. Not with James. James like, oh, that's not a line. It's not touching enough for me. Oh, it's like James, you're ahead of me by like 600 points. It's only like a, and like you're really not gonna count that. And he's just like, that's
Yeah,
James, dude. He's like very competitive and very good. He could back it up.
that's cool. I actually just had him on my podcast, and I was like, "When did you
3
start
years
taking
old, and
archery
I had
like
a
pretty
shooting
seriously?" And he
rabbits
was
in
like,
my
"I don't know, when I was
yard,
like
and like the
three."
whole thing. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
It's like and like people think
yeah,
it's a gimmick, and it's like, no, dude, it's serious. This guy's just really that good. Like he could just smoke like anyone in the space when it comes to archery.
yeah,
He's such a good shot, dude, and he's so disciplined at it. And the funny thing is, he lives in a condo. He's not like he's like out like he goes down to like the local. He's just a really good shot. Like you'd think like this guy's got like a 150-yard archery range in his backyard, which he does at his parents' house in Ramona, which is like an hour and a half away from where he lives. You know what I mean? But like he's just naturally really good. It's like certain people are just
yep,
like I am never gonna be LeBron James. Like I can practice every freaking day of the week, and like I'll never be LeBron James. Like
yep.
James naturally is just better than me at archery, better than most people at archery.
That's cool. Yeah, that's super cool. I'm gonna get pretty into the 3D thing this year. I really want to like
3D
see
is
if I
so
can get
fun,
like
man. So you really
halfway
should go
decent at
over
shooting a
to
bow.
you're in Idaho, you definitely can go over to do like Big Sky, Montana, and do tack. That be makes you sign up like it's like worse than like the
Mm-hmm.
Idaho draw.
Yep.
You have to sign up at like 8 a.m. Like if you're not on there, you're not gonna get it. Like I ended up like getting like one
Okay.
spot.
Yeah, that's what I was.
This
Yeah,
year I'll have a booth at the Big Sky, so I'll just have a spot every day. But it's Big Sky's a fun one for you to do. Like where are you at in
nice.
Idaho? It's kind of like in the middle. I mean, you can go to Salt Lake from Boise.
Boise.
It's not too bad. Like, do go down there and do like that tack. We do the tack down there.
I went to.
Oh,
Yeah, I did that one this year.
yeah, it's super fun, dude. It's like a
Yeah,
bunch. It's
yeah. I thought that was like
exercise,
a ton of
and
fun.
it's like golf if golf wasn't lame. Like I used to like golf when I was like younger, and like now like I
Yeah.
despise playing golf. Like 3D archery is like golf because you can like in golf like if you talk to someone's backswing they get all mad at you, but like in 3D archery you can freaking be like in the middle of their back, and then like if they miss, you just laugh at them. You know what I mean? Like it's super fun because
Yeah.
it's like so laid back
Yeah.
and it's just a good time, and you're just goofing off with your friends. So it misses you're making fun of them.
Dude, it was so funny. We were shooting, so we shot tack this year, and my I shot with my buddy Clint, and this was like the first time I met him. At was at tack. He just like he told me he had an extra ticket, and I was like, dude, I'll freaking take it. So I went with him. This dude missed a target at like 60 yards, like straight over the target, and he was like looking at his sight, and he was like, damn, my whole sight's loose. And I was like, wow, that sucks. Like that'd be tough. Dude, I'm not kidding. This guy sighted in on 100-yard bighorn sheep. Like like he pulls back, launches an arrow, and he's like, "Everyone, watch where this arrow goes." Goes like a foot high and a foot left, and he was like, "Well, where'd it go?" And everyone's like, "Dude, like super high and probably left." And he was like, "All right." Makes like a
Yeah.
couple adjustments. Next one, like 10 rings this thing at 100 yards, and then was
Yeah,
on the
3D
rest of
archery
the
is fun.
course.
I recommend it to anybody who hasn't done it. Like I try and do, we have local shoots. The bad thing about me is like I was shooting my bow like probably 4 or 5 days a week with all my friends and shooting my yard, and then like hunting season comes along and like I just
Hmm.
stop shooting my bow even during archery season because I'm just like I'm hunting all the time. Like I think I've been in the field now. Today was like day 36 for me in the field
Yeah,
hunting, and like I just don't want to shoot my bow. I just want to
that's
go
awesome.
hunt animals, right? And right now it's not bow season for me, so I'm just out trying to kill, trying to
Yeah,
hunt every day. But yeah, starting in the spring, I'll start shooting my bow every day again. Then we'll do all the 3D shoots or the 3D shoot like once or twice a month in San Diego. We go and do it's just like the local guys like James will be there, some of my buddy Joey will be there, some of the bow shop
nice.
guys. We just go shoot together, and it's just a great way to stay fresh and like not just shoot the same target in your yard. You know what I mean? Like it gets kind of old. You could challenge each other too. Like we'll do
Hmm.
stuff like, hey, get down in that pocket, get on your knees, do stuff. You know what I mean? It's just fun. That sounded really lame too, but
Yeah, that's cool.
but so yeah, man. I'm excited to know you. Excited to hang out with you a little bit. I think we might do some shows together this year. You got anything else you want to leave us with?
Yeah, I mean, just like if you are feeling bad about yourself, you can always come over to my Instagram page and know that someone else is
Yeah,
going through a
dude.
worse time than you, I guess.
Yeah, dude.
If you
Like
need to feel
you're
better
bad at
about
losing weight.
yourself,
You're
just
bad at
come
hunting,
look
and
at
you're a
me.
bad Mormon. Now I've learned 3 things about you today. But you're doing all those things bad, but really well. So I'm proud of you for
Yeah, I'm,
that.
I hope someday I'll find something I'm good
No,
at.
man.
If it takes
You'll
me
find something you're
85
good at.
years on
Oh,
this
man,
earth,
I'm just stoked
I'll
to get to
find
know
it.
you. I think you're just like a breath of fresh air on
Yeah,
Instagram and on social media and everything you do, and you're an inspiration to me and everyone else out there. Like, I'm sucking wind, and I'm like, dude, there's this guy over here who's working out 10 times harder than me to get in shape to go hunting, and that's impressive, man. Like, it's I'm super impressed by what you're doing. You're gonna start killing big animals. You're going to kill elk. You're going to kill deer. You're going to kill everything, anything you work hard at, you're going to figure it out. Like you can see that in the way you've been dedicated to losing weight. You put the same effort into hunting, you're going to be successful at it. And now you got the best tripod in the world. So you're probably going to find a bunch of deer. So Nate Illingsworth on Instagram,
yes.
what's your handle? It looks like three I's, but it's
Nate
actually an
underscore Illingsworth.
ILL. I thought it was Illingsworth forever, but it's Nate Illingsworth on Instagram. Go
Yes.
check him out. Oh,
And
well, plug all you want, dude. Yeah,
I'm
no one listens to
also
this thing
got a
anyways.
podcast. Can I plug that?
Just the Nip podcast.
Just the
There we
Nip
go.
podcast. Yep. And then also YouTube. Uh, I'm actually going to start putting effort in my
I
YouTube.
don't
I got a
know.
video coming
Probably
out.
November.
When does this come out?
No, wait. No, wait. It's November now. Probably December.
Oh, the video is going to be
Yep.
out then. December? Oh, perfect. Video is going to be out. You can go check it out. I did a bow build with Archery Country, did a collab with
Nice.
them.
Let's go check out his
Austin,
YouTube. What's your YouTube
Texas.
called? All right. Same thing. Nate
Nate
Illingsworth, because
Illingsworth.
nobody has the
Nate
same last name.
underscore
So Nate
Illingsworth. Same
Illingsworth
thing.
on
Keep it simple.
Instagram, on YouTube. Nate, thanks for coming on. This is an awesome pod. Let's do another one. Stoked, bro.
I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for having me on.